everyone, back again. This is the orchard apiary. A bit windy, so I apologise if there's a bit of wind noise, or breezy I should say rather than windy, but let's have a look what's on in here then. Should be straightforward. Thank you for everyone that's subscribed and your likes, very much appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Right, well, weather's getting warmer, so they're starting to ramp up. Still cold in the nights, but they're starting to ramp up their foraging. And looking at that, we're going to the super in a minute, but there's a lot of bees up in here, so they must be moving everything up, which is good. It's what we want them to do. Move the nectar and honey up into the super. One, helps us collect it, and two, keeps room in the brood nest. For the queen to lay. Oh yes, that's top heavy. That's heavy at that one end. Yeah, not a massive amount of bees in the box, but I suppose they are spread out now. Let's make sure she's not on here. Right, they haven't touched back here, but they're getting that. Nope. Not done a lot with that frame. This one's heavy with nectar and pollen by the looks of it. That one they sort of started to draw out, but it's still mainly foundation. It's all full of nectar. I think if I remember correctly, that was empty and I put that there for them to work on. There's a queen. Nice blue dot. Or the remnants of one anyway. I'll have to probably remark her next time. It's just going to be a quick look. Because even though the sun's out, it's a lovely day. But the wind is still, there's a little edge to the wind. A lot of drones walking around in here, so what I'm mainly doing is quickly looking. I've seen the queen, I've seen eggs, so I'm happy with that. So what I'm looking for really is see if there's any queen sows, any swarm sows, because this is where they're going to start. If they start doing it, they'll start doing it now. Lots of drones. And where you can. Come on girls, off you get. Whether you can see that drone brood different to the other worker cat brood, it's all a big clump of it and lumpy. There's that. There's a brood. Lots of drone brood. Lots of work brood. Right then, so swarm. We've got some swarm queen cells, so let's just put those back now. We've seen the queen, so we know she's in here, so she hasn't gone yet, but she will be planning to by the looks of it. I'll have a look at those in a minute. I'll just go through the rest of the frames to see if there's any more. You may have remembered I left 2 before on another hive on the other apiary, but those were a lot less bees that's in here. So we'll see whether I was right with that one, whether I should have took them out and done some swarm control or not. So let's go back to the cell, or the queen cells. Is it on this one? Let's have a look. It's over on this one or the one behind it. It's on this one. Can't shake the bees off because that doesn't do this queen cells very good. But there's a prime example of a queen cell, and there's another one here by my thumb. In fact, there's probably a few. I don't know whether these are, I can't see whether there's anything in them. I will have a look. But these 2 are queen cells. Now that one I can't really move. So I will remove one of those, find the queen again and remove her. And that's how I'm going to do some swarm control. What I will do is I will remove the queen and put her in a nucleus with some more bees, and then I will leave these right. So they're the queen cells, and they haven't been capped yet, so which is good, means we've caught them in time. So what I will do, I'll just place that back down in there a second. What I need to do is find the queen, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her, remove the queen with some nurse bees into this box, nucleus box, what they call a nuke. Which is basically 5 frames, a smaller box. So what I do, I will take there's 2 foundation frames there. I haven't got any more drawn frame, otherwise I'd put that in. But what I will do is, again, I will find this queen. Again, hopefully I'll find her as quick as I did the last time, and find the queen and put her in that box there with a couple of frames of capped worker brood and some nurse bees to keep them going, and they will carry on going and hopefully make them think that they've swarmed. That's the idea anyway. Now maybe I might wish that I'd gone and marked her now, because I probably won't be able to find her. Oh, there she is. She's right on the she's right there with the blue dot. So what I will do is I will put her now, just have a look, there's a load of eggs in there and some capped brood, and on the other side. So what I will do now is I will put her in here. So she is safely in there, and I will also put some more capped brood in there for her when these girls move out the way. What we got on here? It's a lovely patch of capped brood there, ready to emerge. Same there, with a good coating of bees. And what I'll do, I will replace these frames with these empty ones I got. So, right, let's have a look. Now there was some food, some pollen. Not that one. There was some pollen and nectar on a frame somewhere. She will happily carry on laying in there. Just give them a bit of a smoke, move them off the top bars. No, well, okay, I can't remember. Perhaps I've already put it in there, perhaps. So what we do, we put these in here. I will give her this drawn frame as well, I think, for her to lay into. I'll shake some bees in with her, because I'll keep this in the same apiary, so otherwise the flying bees will come back to this one and we need to leave some bees in the frame box. So what I've done there is, so she's in the box here. She's got three frames, 2 frames of brood, cat brood and eggs and things, or well, I suppose brooding or stages for her. This one's open celled, drawn out with a bit of nectar in, so she's got somewhere to lay. And then these 2 are new foundation frames, the outside frames, which give the bees something to where they will draw those out as well for her to lay into. So that now is a nucleus, so that now makes this other colony, the original colony. Let's put the lid back on. So I'm doing this to make this colony queenless. So what I will do is I now will put, obviously, foundation. It's not been drawn out. They will have that, and they will happily draw that out, ready. I will mark where the queen cells were for future. I just put this one. That's the one I was looking for. That's got nectar and pollen in. I'll leave that in here though, for there. I've got another one, this foundation we'll put in the middle of there. Right, so let's go back to the queen cells. So this is different to what I did, like I said, to that other the other hive at the other apiary. I left them in, both of them, with the queen. So we will see what happens with that one. But this one, there's a lot more bees in here, a lot more drones, brood and drones in here. So in my eyes, they are thinking of swarming, not superseding. So again, what I will do is I'm going to leave this one nice and safe, and this one I'm going to remove. Let's have a look in this here. There's nothing in that cup there. Tallow, there's a bit of ever so slight bit of royal jelly in there. Right, so there's the queen cell. So I put a red drawing pin to mark where the queen cell was on. So we will now put this, close this hive up. I've destroyed the one. Hopefully she will be successful. Merge, fly off a mate. They've got plenty of stores in here as well, but what I'm going to do, because obviously I've took 3 frames out, I need to put 3 frames back in. So what I will do, just see what's on this one. I think it's just stored, isn't it? No, there's a bit of brood on there. So what I'm going to do is I will put, again, another foundation frame in there, and I'll put partly drawn frame in there. Right, so that one there is basically swarm control. So what I've done, it's what I do to control swarm. Works for me. It's a way of increasing as well. But what I've done, which I will have a quick run through. And what I'll do is I will explain that, I think, in another video of what I've done. Very basic. Very easy. Yes, you need more equipment, I suppose, because obviously you need a box to put them in, to put the queen into and things, but it saves you losing your bees to a swarm. That's the importance of inspecting regularly, ideally 7 to 8 days, because they cap a queen cell on day 8. So the queen lays an egg. That egg then turns into a larvae after 3 days. They start then filling, or feeding I should say, that queen, or the larvae that's going to be, they decide is going to be queen. They start feeding it copious amounts of royal jelly and start drawing the cell out. And then when it gets to day 8 from the egg being laid, they will cap. And when they cap the queen cell, as long as the weather is in their favour, nice weather, etc., like it is at the moment, they will then swarm and they will leave with the old queen, and they will leave and find somewhere else to live, leaving the capped cell or cells behind. And then they emerge on day 16, I believe, or 18, can't remember, one of those two, 16 or 18, and then they will emerge, and depending what, I think if they emerge at the same, well, if one emerges first, then she will possibly go around and kill the sting, the side, through the side of the swarm cells, the other swarm cells in the hive, to kill those queens. If they emerge at the same time, I believe they won't necessarily fight. Sometimes they fight, but they can go off in another swarm, what they call a cast swarm. So one queen will stay behind, and the other second queen, or multiple queens, will leave with a slightly smaller. So you can, a hive can swarm to death. So basically they can be a nice big swarm, a nice big colony. They swarm, which goes half the bees, and then when the queens emerge, they may swarm what they call a cast swarm, so that's half of the half, and then half of the half of the half, until eventually they do literally get so small that they cannot survive. Right, this is the super, and to be honest, it's quite heavy at the one edge, at the front, as I'm standing. We'll have a quick look. That seems quite heavy, so they've either they've moved stores up, or they've been bringing it straight up and in. Because I gave them drawn frames, they've been able to come straight and drop the nectar straight in. And I think over the way, about 2 miles, I think 1.5 miles, 2 miles away, there's some couple of fields actually with oilseed rapine, which they absolutely love and they will go crazy for. There's a bit of what we call burcone. So yeah, they've got nectar, and they haven't capped anything off yet, but they are putting nectar in there, which is good, better than putting it up in the brood for the queen, so the queen can't lay. Right, that's good. Let's leave them to it with that. Right. What I do like to do sometimes, I'd imagine that will probably be capped in the next day or two, looking at it. But what I will do is I'll write on this roof, QC, found. And what's the date today? I think it's the 23rd, is it? Blimey. 24th. and I'll put NC, not capped. So that was to remind me, a quick look. Right, great. We'll see what happens with that one then. Again, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like. Any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try and answer them. See you again. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.